All right, how you guys doing? We're just going to hop into Genesis chapter 12 and 13. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee, and I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy great name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee all shall the families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed, as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. They went forth unto the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land of the place of Sichem, and unto the place of Morah, and the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And there he built an altar unto the Lord who appeared unto him. He removed from thence unto a mountain in the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east. And there he builded an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to sojourn there. For the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he came near unto Egypt, and then hid. And it came to pass, when he was come near unto Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, they shall say, That is his wife, and they'll kill me. But they'll see thee, and keep thee alive. I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for my sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. And it came to pass, when Abram come into Egypt, that the Egyptians beheld the woman, that she was fair. The princes also of Pharaoh saw her, and commended before Pharaoh. And the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. He entreated Abram well for her sake, and had he sheep and oxen and asses and manservants and maidservants and she-asses and camels. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, What is that thou hast done to me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was your wife? Why saidst thou, She is my sister? So I might have taken her to me to wife. Now therefore, behold thy wife, take her and go thy way. This thing is so laggy. And Pharaoh commended his men concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all that he had. And then we go on to chapter 13. And Abram went out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle, and silver, and in gold. And he went on his journey from the south, even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been in the beginning, between Bethel and Hai, unto the place of the altar which he had made there at first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. And Lot, which went with Abram, had flocks, herds, and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. And there was a strife between the herdsmen of Abram's cattle and the herdsmen of Lot's cattle. And a Canaanite and a Perizzite dwelled then in the land. And Abram said unto Lot, Let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, between my herdsmen and thy herdsmen, for we be brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go right. If thou depart to the right hand, then I will go left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld the plain of Jordan, and it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord is like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. Then Lot chose him the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves one from another. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, Lot dwelled in the cities in the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord said unto Abram, after Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed forever. And I'll make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. Then Abram removed his tent, and came to dwell in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. In chapter 14, because we got time, and why not? It came to pass in the days of Amraphel, the king of Shinar, Arioch the king of Elasar, and Chedorlaomer the king of Elam, and Tidal king of nations. That these made war with Bera the king of Sodom, and with Bishra the king of Gomorrah, with Shinab the king of Admah, and Shemeber king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zoar. And these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, which is the salt city. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, with the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him, and smote Rephaims and Ashertoth, Karnaim and Zuzims and Ham, and the Emims and Shaveh and Kirathaim, and the Horites with their Mount Seir, unto Elparim, which is by the wilderness. And they returned and came to Shaphat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites which dwelt in Hazezontamar. And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, the king of Bela, the same as Zoar, and they joined battle in the vale of Siddim. When Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, with the title king of the nations, and Amraphel, the king of Shinar, and Arioch, the king of Elasar, 4 kings with 5, and the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, and fell there. And they that remained fled to the mountain. They took the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their victuals, and they went their way. They took Lot, Adam's brother, Abram's brother, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite, and the brother of Eshcol, and the brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. When Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born into his own house, 318, and pursued them into Dan. He divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. He brought back all the goods, which brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him in his return of the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and the kings that were with him in the valley of Shaveh, which is the king's dale. And Melchizedek, the king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him, and said, Blessed be Abram, the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High God, which has delivered thine enemy into thine hand. He gave him the tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the persons, and take the goods to thyself. And Abram said unto the king of Sodom, I have lift up mine hand to the Lord, to the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will take not from a thread even to a shoe latchet, that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich, save that only which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their portion. Hope y'all enjoyed chapter 14. There we got a little throwback, not throwback really, but kind of a throwback because I studied with Hebrews. But the first mentioning of Melchizedek, which was mentioned in Hebrews, right? We have Jesus Christ, who's a high priest in the order of Melchizedek, who was the first priest of the Most High God, as stated in Genesis 14. If you want to check more about that, go check out my study in Hebrews. I couldn't tell you where. Go check just look it up. It's actually pretty interesting when you check out how Jesus is in the priest order of Melchizedek, who was just mentioned in a brief few verses, and we don't actually know much about him, right? And there's a lot more nuance to that story of the war that Abram participated in as well. But check it out. I highly recommend it, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.